Imagine you walk into a parking lot on a normal weekday. You look around and see a shiny BMW parked in one spot. Next to it, a brand new Mercedes. Someone steps out of one of these cars carrying a designer bag and wearing an expensive watch. They look successful. They look wealthy. They look like they have everything figured out. But here is the strange part that you cannot see from the outside. The person driving that BMW might have less than $50 in their bank account right now. The person carrying the designer bag might have no emergency savings at all, nothing set aside for a rainy day. The person bragging about their big investments might actually have more credit card debt than money actually invested. So how is this possible? How can so many people look wealthy on the outside while secretly struggling with money on the inside? Today we are going to talk about something that most people never discuss openly. The difference between looking rich and actually being rich. Because in today's world, with easy credit and social media and flashy advertising, pretending to be wealthy has become easier than ever before. But that illusion comes with a hidden cost, a cost that can trap people for years or even decades. And once you understand the signs of fake wealth, you will start seeing them everywhere. More importantly, you will learn how to avoid falling into the same trap yourself and build real wealth instead of just the appearance of it. We live in a time where appearance often matters more than reality. Social media feeds are filled with luxury cars and luxury vacations and luxury clothes and luxury homes. People post pictures of expensive dinners and designer shopping bags and first-class airplane seats. But social media rarely shows something much more important. It rarely shows the debt. It rarely shows the stress. It rarely shows the credit card bills piling up. It rarely shows the pressure of trying to maintain a lifestyle that isn't actually real. In fact, millions of people today are doing something very strange when you think about it. They are spending money they do not have to impress people they do not really know with things that do not actually make them happier in the long run. And the numbers behind this trend are truly shocking. In the United States alone, total credit card debt has passed $1 trillion. That is $1,000 billion. Many households carry tens of thousands of dollars in high-interest debt month after month. Yet at the same time, luxury brands continue to grow and report record profits. Luxury car sales continue to rise year after year. Designer stores continue to expand into new cities. Something about this picture does not make sense. Unless you realize one simple truth that explains everything. A lot of people are not actually buying wealth. They are buying the appearance of wealth. They are paying for the logo, not the value. Let us take a moment to understand the difference between real wealth and fake wealth because it is the key to everything else in this video. Real wealth is quiet. Fake wealth is loud. Real wealth is built slowly over many years. Fake wealth is performed immediately for an audience. Real wealth is about having freedom and options. Fake wealth is about making an impression on other people. Think of real wealth like a strong, healthy tree growing in a forest. It grows slowly. Its roots go deep into the ground. From the outside it might not look impressive at first compared to flashier plants. But over time it becomes powerful and stable and able to withstand storms. Fake wealth is like painting a picture of a tree on a wall. From a distance it might look real. Someone walking by might be fooled for a moment. But when you get closer and look carefully, you realize there are no roots at all. There is no depth. There is no substance. And the first real storm will reveal the truth. One of the first and most obvious signs of fake wealth is what I call the status symbol trap. This happens when someone buys the cheapest possible version of the most expensive brand. They buy the basic entry-level luxury car with no features just to have the logo on the hood. They buy the smallest designer bag from a famous brand just to be seen carrying it. They buy the lowest tier luxury watch just so people notice the name. The goal here is not quality. The goal is not durability. The goal is not value. The goal is the symbol itself. They want to be seen with the logo. But here is the problem that catches many people by surprise. Luxury brands do not just charge more for the product itself. They charge more for everything connected to that product. Maintenance costs are higher. Insurance costs are higher. Repairs cost much more. Even routine things like tires or oil changes might cost double what they would for a normal car. So the person who buys the luxury symbol often ends up paying far more over time than they ever expected. Meanwhile, someone else might buy a simpler car that is reliable and comfortable and affordable. One person buys the logo. The other person buys actual value. Over time, that difference becomes enormous. Another clear sign of fake wealth is constant money talk. You probably know the type of person I mean. Every conversation somehow turns into money. They talk about deals they are working on. They talk about investments that are about to pay off. They talk about how much money they are going to make soon. Notice something interesting about this kind of talk. Often the money they are discussing does not actually exist yet. It is always future money. It is always coming soon. I am about to close a huge deal. This investment is going to explode any day now. I am working on something really big. But real wealth, actual wealth that exists in bank accounts and investments, rarely needs constant explanation and announcement. People who are genuinely secure with their finances usually do not feel the need to prove it to everyone they meet. Because true confidence does not require constant announcements. It just is. Another warning sign that is very common today is when someone owns expensive visible items but has very little in actual savings. A $5,000 designer bag carried by someone with only $500 in the bank. A luxury watch worn by someone carrying credit card debt at 20% interest. A brand new phone every year while struggling to pay regular monthly bills. There is an old financial rule that is very simple and very powerful. If you cannot afford to buy something twice, you probably cannot afford it once. Because real wealth protects the future. It builds a cushion. It prepares for emergencies. Fake wealth sacrifices the future for appearance in the present. It spends money that could have been saved on things that lose value quickly. Social media has made fake wealth easier and more widespread than ever before in human history. Because online, people only show the highlights of their lives. Nobody posts their budget spreadsheet on Instagram. Nobody shows their credit card statement on TikTok. Nobody films the hours they spend working or the stress they feel about money. Instead, we see luxury hotels and luxury dinners and luxury shopping and luxury travel. It looks like everyone is living an amazing life. But remember something important that is easy to forget when scrolling. A photograph shows one single moment. It does not show the financial reality behind that moment. It does not show whether that vacation was paid for with savings or with debt. It does not show whether that designer bag was a gift or a purchase that will take months to pay off. Social media is a highlight reel, not real life. Fake wealth often lives inside a world of constant comparison with others. Someone buys something nice and suddenly another person needs something better to keep up. Someone takes a vacation and someone else must take a bigger, more expensive one. Someone buys a watch and someone else needs a more expensive one to feel adequate. This endless competition creates a dangerous cycle that never stops. Because the goal stops being your own happiness and satisfaction. The goal becomes winning the comparison game. And that game has no finish line. There will always be someone with something fancier. There will always be a more expensive car, a bigger house, a more exclusive vacation. If your self-worth depends on being ahead in the comparison game, you will never feel satisfied for long. One of the biggest engines driving fake wealth is debt. Credit cards. Car loans. Buy now pay later schemes. Personal loans. Leasing expensive cars instead of buying affordable ones. These financial tools allow people to enjoy expensive things today while paying for them slowly over many months or years. But this creates a hidden trap that is hard to escape. The lifestyle grows faster than the income can keep up. And suddenly the person is not building wealth at all. They are just maintaining a series of payments. They are working to support their debt instead of working to build freedom. So why do so many people fall into this trap? Why do they choose to look rich instead of actually being rich? Often the answer is simple and very human. People want recognition. They want respect from others. They want to feel successful and admired. And sometimes society teaches us that success looks like certain things. Luxury brands. Luxury cars. Luxury vacations. Luxury homes. But real success actually looks very different when you examine it closely. Real success looks like savings in the bank. Real success looks like investments growing over time. Real success looks like security that cannot be taken away. Real success looks like freedom to make choices without financial stress. Those things are not always visible to outsiders. They do not show up in Instagram photos. But they are far more powerful and far more valuable than anything with a logo. Real wealth rarely looks dramatic or flashy. In fact, it often looks quite ordinary from the outside. It looks like someone driving a reliable used car that is paid off. It looks like someone living in a comfortable home that fits their budget instead of stretching it. It looks like someone quietly investing money month after month without announcing it to the world. It looks like someone who does not panic when an unexpected expense appears because they have savings ready. Over time, these simple boring habits create something extraordinary. They create financial independence. They create the ability to choose how you spend your time. They create the ability to say no to things that do not matter. And they create the ability to say yes to opportunities when they appear. The world today makes it very easy to pretend to be rich. Credit is easy to get. Payment plans are everywhere. Social media makes it simple to show only the good parts. But pretending is expensive. And over time, that performance can destroy real financial progress. The money spent on maintaining an illusion could have been invested in building actual freedom. Real wealth does not need applause. It does not need likes on social media. It does not need attention from strangers. Real wealth grows quietly in the background until one day you realize something powerful. You have options. You have security. You have freedom that many people who look rich only pretend to have. And that feeling is worth more than any luxury item ever made. If this video helped you see money differently, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Here we break down complex financial ideas into simple lessons that anyone can understand, even kids. Because financial knowledge should not be complicated or confusing. It should be clear enough to help everyone build a better future for themselves and their families. And before you leave, remember this one thing. The goal is not to look rich. The goal is to be rich. And those two paths lead in completely different directions. Thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video.